Update: my wife is sabotaging my job. My first lesson after making that post, my wife returned to her old antics. I was in the lesson room as students gradually joined, talking to a student interested in luxury cars. At some point during the conversation, I said, "Yeah, I think I'd have to go with a Lamborghini there." I heard from behind the door in the basement where I was teaching Lamborghini in the sarcastic, exaggerated tone of voice that kids will use to mock you. I realized she was being childish again, but figured she'd eventually tire herself out. A few minutes after the lesson started, I used circumference to describe a word problem. I heard circumference say from behind the door at the top of the stairs, followed by giggling. Since the timing was right, as I was about to have the students take a shot at a problem, I set them to the task, muted my mic/disabled my camera, and quietly crept up the stairs. I suddenly opened the door to find my wife with a cup over her ear pushed against the door so she could hear me. I shouted at her for her behavior for about a minute. I asked if she was 5 years old and what was wrong with her. She feigned fear and shock as if I had held her against the wall with my hands wrapped around her throat, making me sigh and go back downstairs to finish my lesson. She was quiet for the rest of the class, but after that, I went upstairs to bring up what she did. She started asking if I was going to yell at her again. I responded that I wouldn't and tried to get back on topic, but no matter what I said about her behavior, her response was the same. When I brought up her stomping in the room above before, "Are you going to yell at me again?" When I brought up her sliding plastic files under the door during a lesson early, "Oh, are you going to yell at me again?" When I brought up anything she had done during her studies, the answer was the same, over and over again. There is no way to broach the topic with her now. I called her doctor and said her behavior was erratic and she might have PPD. The doctor said that he could ask about it when she came in, but he could not do much else. The next day, I tried to sit my wife down for a calm discussion about the possibility of her having PPD, to which she responded she had PTSD from my abusive shouting. Right. When I suggested therapy together, she said, "Oh, to fix your anger management problems. Sounds good. I teach in my car in front of a Starbucks now. Outside of lesson time, we haven't had any issues, and now that I'm outside the house teaching, we are strained but stable." I know this is not a very satisfactory outcome, but I think she has deep underlying issues that will need professional intervention. She told me I should go alone when I said I would happily go to therapy with her to solve our communication issues. That may be a good step because having a neutral party to listen to my worries and guide me toward better de-escalation tactics would be highly beneficial. I could also try to entice her to join gradually.